ways to engage with us and build up the YouTube channel as well. And
Uh-huh.
the means of operation wants to act an ass. So I believe James is coming to us
Yeah.
via phone at the moment,
Yes.
but we
Via
will
phone.
get
This
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 right.
microphone. This microphone you see is not plugged into anything right now.
This
Like it's plugged
this
into
will
my
work.
laptop. Like in fact, oh, look, enough. Cut the shit. Like, I don't need. It's pretentious. We don't do that. We don't do that
Right.
here. So yeah. Um.
But
Rich. I mean, what the hell is going on with the NBA, man?
oh my god, we got to start there, don't we?
We got to.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
I mean, well, we haven't even previewed the season, like that sort of thing.
Right.
And then it's like, then you have the next day after. It's almost like, oh, we're gonna wait for you to start this season. And then once you start this season,
We on your
day
ass.
three, day three of regular season, we on your ass. Yeah, yeah, that's what it feels like. Not really fair right now. Not really fair what they doing to Adam Silver right now. Is what he's deserved. But yeah, man. Where do
I
you want to start? Do you want to start with the scandal? Or you want to start with the previous season? Because I
yeah.
mean, I
So
don't know. I don't know which one we do
the
first.
scandal. I mean, like we got to do
Yeah.
that first.
Okay. So.
I got it all kind of lined up here.
Okay. Okay. You feel free. I know there's three names in particular. You
Yeah.
know.
So basically, today the FBI announced a sweeping gambling and corruption investigation involving NBA figures with charges over against 30 people. So it's basically a sports and gambling and insider information scheme. They're leveraging non-public information involving NBA figures in about player availability or performance. There's also another part of it of an illegal poker ring that is allegedly rigged in advance, and they use uh, tampered with shufflers and hidden cameras and X-ray tables, and they lure in. Like a celebrity to basically pull in another person. They use that person's credibility to end up robbing them, and it has to is allegedly linked with the mafia. Yes, La Cosa Nostra, literally. And people that were charged in that were folks like Chauncey Billups, who is a Hall of Fame player. He's a coach as well for the Portland Trailblazers. Terry Rozier is in on this. He's been investigated on and off for going on 6 months. We talked about it on One Nation Radio with the Malik Beasley thing. That was the first domino to drop, and here we are.
Yeah. Towards the end of last season. Yeah.
Yep. Damon
Yeah.
Jones, he's named as he's a former player and he's a coach, has ties with LeBron James, was a kind of an anointed coach on the Lake. He was an unofficial coach on the Lakers staff. And then there's like games involving the Lakers, Hornets, the Raptors. I believe there's one other team. And Damon Jones was using insider information, whether LeBron James was available or not, to lay it on a Bucks Lakers game in 2023. The Feds say the
Yeah.
fraud basically it involves tens of millions of dollars. There's money laundering, there's wire fraud, there's extortion. I heard all this, James, and I was like, what does like Adam Silver do? This is terrible. This is the fight of this is the biggest thing since what that he's faced. The Donald
Donald Sterling.
Sterling.
And this is actually, as far as the long term credibility of the league, this is probably far more damaging, and far more potentially damaging, because this is kind of like the Donahue stuff that Stern dealt with, except like there's far more information, it's far greater reaching, and also Stern was able to get over the line. Is like it was this one rogue ref, and nobody else was involved. Never mind, Scott Foster was like this with Donahue. Never mind that like Donahue later on was like this game, and that game he thought also was rigged. Everyone was like, this was this that was head scratcher. That's bullshit. Like when you talk about Game 6 of the 2002 West Conference Finals, is like interesting. It's like luckily they were able to Game 7. Luckily there was a Game 7, and we saw what happened in Game 7, right? So
Since we bringing up old shit, can we get the 2004 NBA Finals struck from the record?
yeah, you
With
sent me
Chauncey
that earlier
Billups.
today. You
Let's
sent me that earlier today.
clean up old stuff. Let's get
I
that
know.
expunged from the record.
I'm I'm not here to clean up anything because I don't know how far reaching all this stuff is. But I mean, to be honest, ever since Donnie thing, I've always been dubious of the refs, right? Like there's always that. Like You watch these games, and you see how inconsistent the whistles are from quarter to quarter, and you're like, what is going on? And I'm always like, this could be some bullshit. I'm always like, this could be some bullshit. And now, especially once we've gotten, how widespread the gambling has gone, how mainstream the gambling has gone, how these leagues have partnered, and even like the networks that are pumping money into these leagues with their TV for having their TV rights are also in bed with the gambling. It's nasty. And now the NCAA has said that, you know what, our student athletes, it's okay for them to gamble on pro sports.
It's all almost
So what?
it's all interconnected now, whether it's connected or not, because of like the gambling creep. Essentially, like this has been intrusive advertising that gambling is a serious thing, a problem for people. As you can see, these
It's right.
multimillionaires, they're out here trying to trick off for $50,000. Like that doesn't make sense.
But it makes sense when you realize you be like, hey man, you making all this money. What? Why do you have drinking and drugging problems? Why do you have problems with sex and women? It's an addiction thing. It's not about what it is, it's about what it does to your brain, right? So
Yep.
like in this particular situation, like it don't take nothing for somebody to meet the wrong person or the right person, depending on how you feel, and then you fuck off, and the next thing you know, you are now the person that is in charge of alluring people to these gambling, to these poker games, these illegal get poker games where they got X-ray vision
Right.
on the cards.
That means
Like
you have no shot.
Chauncey Billups was out here setting people up. He was setting people up. There's no way around it.
Look,
Like that.
look. I think it's important for us to say this is all being alleged. These are allegations at this point. But if the FBI is on you, chances are,
You know what that conversion rate is.
yeah,
You got a 1 out of 20 chance of you being innocent.
yeah. So like, you're talking about the integrity that's getting fucked with the league. You
Yeah,
have the moral thing of like the insider information, what can be done with that information, and who gets
right.
access to this. This could
Yep.
literally be so large, like it can be as quote unquote small or big as they want it to be. Like, so if Damon Jones is like this unofficial assistant coach, who knows who he knows? Like, that's a trainer that has a contact on another team that has a
Yeah.
contact on another team. Who all those people know? We don't know how big this thing possibly is. And then like,
Awesome.
yeah, you start thinking about like like Chauncey Billups was leaving the courthouse or something in a Clutch Sports hoodie. Someone caught a yes,
Are you
yes.
serious?
I'm dead serious. Like I sent it to the chat with JML. So it's like,
I
bro,
missed it. I
what
missed
the
that.
fuck is going on here, bro? Like Michael Jordan would never been associated with no gambling. So
What?
now
Excuse me? I'm sorry. As many tweets as we were sitting back and forth in the thing with JML about like, oh, in a different era, it shows him, in the baseball shit. A different era, a different era is him talking about, hey man, I just got a problem. Leave my dad out of this. Like there's all sorts of nasties when it comes to this whole thing about Jordan and everything. But like back to what's happening here is like this is wide reaching. I don't think it's the only situation of nonsense going on with people gambling. I think it's widespread or not widespread. I think it's common. I don't think it's uncommon. I don't think it's rare. I think there's lots of over the years people talk with it spreading injury history because like that's gamblers always have had that. Even the 80s they had that kind of information of someone ain't gonna be playing blah 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 blah, and that's why they've been load management's been a big deal. That's another reason why like the college football and college sports in general, like why they were really big in the last few years about like the injury reports and how like not untransparent they had been in the past and how they kind of had to change that because it's like, hey man, people gamble on these games. You can't be out here with no actually have information out when people gamble on these games, and you know when people gamble on these games. So there's that. And like when it comes to what's happening in the league, Dejounte Porter last year, also the one that actually went in instead of Terry Rozier, who's about to go in now, or seems like he's about to go in now. It's like, yeah, man, like it is, as you mentioned, lots of money. People end up behind the eight ball, and they got to do stuff to make sure they don't get their kneecaps popped. So this is what ends up happening. And bro, when I saw that shit said La Costa Nostra, I was like, oh, it's over. Like
Yeah.
I was in a chat with
Leg breakers, as
Alex.
they call them.
Yeah,
A little bit beyond that.
amongst other things.
Yeah.
Um, but when they said that, I, I was like, oh, Chauncey Billups, like he's done in this town. He'll never coach in the NBA ever again
This is a wrap.
because it's like, I was like, yo, bro, like first off, like forget the whole idea of whatever. Like I'm sure there's something to say, hey man, you can't you can't be going in for this kind of shit. Like we wipe like this got to be caused. Ain't no like they finna pay. They're not gonna fire you and then pay you whatever they owe you, even though you just signed an extension. Like nah, bro. There's got to be something in this paperwork that say if the feds come for you, we ain't got to pay you a goddamn thing. So
The
and then for
the
me, it's
the, the
like
league has put Chauncey Billups on leave as well as Terry Rozier.
I'm sorry. Now, I remember when guys were getting in trouble for being no women, and amongst other things in the NFL, they were put on the commissioners list because like the players union would be kicking uh Goodell's rulings ass all the time, right? So they put him on this little list where like we put you off to the side. Adrian Peterson, you beat your kid with a switch, we put you off here, right?
Right.
Um, I don't know if there's one for the NBA, but there will be one soon. It'll be like, hey, that they will be like, I don't know what they're gonna call it, but we all gonna look at it like, oh, that's them.
Yeah.
You out here with real mob ties, actual mob ties. Like you out here. This is a gambling this is a gambling anonymous situation right here. You got to get you over here and put you over this way,
Look,
and we'll see what we can do with you later.
and I got questions, for the NBA itself, like with Adam Silver, because you remember they've been running these investigations and then coming up like this, like we ain't find nothing and all that. I'm like, like they know what's going on
Terry,
in that league
I mean
office.
Terry Rozier. They cleared Terry Rozier, and all of a sudden, a few months, like less than a year later, all of a sudden it's like pick him up, book him, Dano.
Nah, Adam Silver got to come to the carpet. He's got to
Right.
come to the carpet. Like everybody connected is going to get called in into wherever the fuck the FBI gonna make them report and talk about this.
Right. Now keep in mind, you knew that game that was going to play with Kawhi in the All Star game being in at that new stadium for the Clippers, right? It's been a slow roll of that, and then after the All Star game, probably the day after the All Star game, that's when that suspension was going to come or whatever. Whatever they found it was going to come out, right? All right.
Or they
So
was gonna
now,
basically say, look, and they got like you mentioned, they've got that aspiration thing hanging over this, bro. Like the NBA has so many like scandals
no,
they're untying
but
right now.
But what I'm saying is that was what everybody's been waiting for. It's like, oh, you got look, it's real tough for Adam Silver right now. He's dealing with something he's never dealt with before. They're circumventing the salary cap, and he finna act dumb like this shit ain't been happening with Kawhi for years, right? They finna play that dumb. Now it's like, what's that? What's cap circumvention to the integrity of the sport, the
Like,
wins and losses,
like
the
it will,
stakes.
like this. You talk about things that will turn people off from the league, right? As you mentioned, there are a lot of people that have suspicions of things, but and if they talk long enough, they sound like crazy people and
To be
conspiracy theorists,
And
right?
to be fair, there's no other sport that's easier to rig.
Right. But if it's out there in public, like, and it's written in black and white, like, yeah, these are the documents that says this is this, that's a lot different than feeling like something's off, than bringing up
Yeah.
a couple questionable games. This is like, this, what they call that shit, the death penalty? Like back in college with SMU, this is like the death penalty of public perception of the league. This is like,
Um. I mean, they could get away with it because of how popular the sport is by just saying we're going to fire everybody. We're going to just funnel out everybody and then start over again. As far as everybody in administration, everybody that basically suppressed all this stuff, and then bring somebody else in, and they'll come up with some way to. They're a $1 billion league that is funded by propped by this many Prime, Peacock, NBC, ESPN, Disney. Uh, they're not,
and
but
all
they're
the
not about.
ownership groups.
Yeah, they're not about to die on this. They're gonna stay alive. But so they'll come up with something to make people to give people to be like, okay, we've seen that you cleaned up the sport or whatever else, right? Like, I mean, it's not like baseball's dead,
Yeah.
and they had motherfuckers using their
Yep.
gills out, and they actually cared about the rules. So, like, you know what I'm saying? They'll
Yeah.
survive, but I get you mean this will be a dark period if this shit, uh, some of the potential of this explodes in the way that it could. Pause. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like because I mean it's literally the wins and losses. It's points. It's wins and losses. It's motherfuckers out here that are in the league out here setting people up to get robbed.
Now I
And they
want
don't realize they're getting set up to be robbed because it's a game that they think it's a game of chance. Really, they got fucking
they got no
X-ray
chance.
on the yeah
Bro,
yeah. And
the
then the thing
concept
that's
of
crazy is
an
like
X-ray table, that's out of this world, bro. Like who thought of this? Like,
um the mob.
that's crazy. Yeah.
He'd be like, who has resources for this sort of thing? The mob. It's either extreme, highly organized crime, or it's the United States government. Those are the only two options for this level of corruption. It is literally it's cops and robbers because the cops come in and say, "Hello, you know I do that. Only we can do this kind of shit and get away with it. What are you doing stealing these large $1 million of money and we can't tax it? You know what? We kicking the door of all this shit until we get our cut. That's all you ask. All you need is a behind the wall over this shit. That's exactly what's going on.
I want to talk about the other angle of this with the FBI and Cash Patel and possible ulterior motives going on here.
Oh yeah. Look. This is not a thing that is happening in only basketball. But what other major sports league in this country stands almost completely what do you call it? Almost completely from a optic standpoint in opposition to the current administration.
I would only say the WNBA, which Stephen A. Smith like kind of gave the game away, said he might come for them next.
Yeah, but also not big enough to not you don't score political points as many political points punching on the WNBA as you do the NBA because for like if you say who's the fifth biggest personality or celebrity in the W, what name will you come up with? Will you say it's Nafisa Collier? Will you say it's Asia Wilson for the fifth?
So I think it won't really matter though because they got the one. So
No,
like,
I'm just saying like I'm saying as far as like personalities or whatever the clash for political points, whatever else. Outside of Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese, they were like most of a major Americans don't care about these women in that way compared to oh my God, LeBron James called Donald Trump a bum on Twitter years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole different thing. So, um, yeah, that's definitely at play here. That's
yeah,
definitely at play here.
and it's just like, all right, like I want to be mindful of a lot of that stuff before I start like digging off and like thinking everything's fucked up or whatever.
Hey,
But
I ain't got no problem with it. If they doing fuck shit, they should have been. They should have been doing it anyway. It's very similar to me, right?
oh, throw them
Rich,
in
you
jail. It
no
look.
no no. Here's my no. I don't even look. I'm not even getting into the jail thing. All my thing it comes down to is, hey, um, yeah, like
I'm
it's
also
just for me.
issuing a challenge too. We need to see the YouTube commenters versus the Twitch chat. The Twitch chat been some demons for years. So who's going to
Yeah,
rise up for the YouTube side? That's what I want to know.
I mean it's a little easier when you don't get your shit just pulled up on the screen that you said some absurd.
Oh,
But
check this out. It happens now.
okay, well we'll see.
We
We'll see
up.
if we'll see if they course correct. We'll see if they course correct. But what I was saying is like, hey, um, oh, I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Cash Patel.
Maybe I'll get it back. It wasn't even about Cash Patel. It was about
Oh,
something
okay.
else. I lost my train of thought.
My bad. Yeah, but eh, yeah, everyone's gotta come to the light on this, and it's like, Windhorst was talking about the league does have like so much knowledge of all this, and um, you know, I just hope that the game I love is okay at the end of the day, and they clear all the shit out that can soil a good name of the NBA because
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no,
Continue.
go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so I remember what my train of thought was. The reason why I was like, you saying I kind of you kind of they possibly feel easy about like this administration punishing specifically and going after first this league, and I'm like, and you were like, they go, they did it, they need to go. I was like, yeah, because like this fits very much in line with my like ethos when it comes to this stuff. Like, and then the whole thing is like, hey man, you can do most things that ain't exactly you can do something, you can get away with some illegal things as long as it's not immoral and you don't get caught. The most things like, hey, you sold dope, you got caught, go in. That's
That's
penitentiary
that's
chance you
part of the
took.
rules. Yeah,
Yeah, right. Miles had the other thing was like a lot of this stuff comes down to like flat out stupidity, right? So as you mentioned, right,
yeah,
stupidity in like your whatever is the chemistry going on in your brain to say to take these ridiculous chances on the risk on the thrill of or whatever and the rush you get from this shit. I just don't rock with, right? And that's comes down with when it comes to like the gambling addiction, right? So for me, when it comes to the biggest like I can't believe this athlete decided to gamble and piss away what they had come for him. I mean, there was a time where we had a face of the franchise, a face of the league quarterback said, "Hey, I want to get into gambling and throw him a $100 million contract," and he had his ass went away once. And what was sexy about the gambling was that he was gambling on dog fighting. That was the
yeah,
difference.
yeah.
That, but the main thing for me was like, look, quite frankly, not a dog person. Not don't hate dogs, don't love dogs, indifferent to dogs, right? Like, I forgot the word is, but neutral on
Indifferent,
dogs, whatever, right?
indifferent.
Indifferent, whatever. Don't one way or another, don't care. My main thing is you have $100 million contract. You out here gambling money away and drowning and training dogs to fight. You fucking moron.
Yeah, it's just like all right, like we can say whether about Vic. It was like all right, man, are they going too crazy on this, whatever. But it's like you shouldn't have put yourself in that position to begin with. Like that's
And that's exactly what we talking about when they say whenever they get people out of here or whatever, or put people behind that wall, they're like, "Hey, should have been doing that shit." That's the risk you want for saying you want to gamble for some dozens of thousands of dollars when you out here making that in a fucking quarter of basketball in this stage of the game.
Look, and we
So
and these TV contracts are only getting more out of control, and the it's rolling downhill like in the contracts. It's like there's literally no reason for this. Like they
bro,
gambling for the thrill. Look,
the, Kevin Durant just signed a 2-year extension with the Rockets for like just under $100 million over 2 years, and everyone's like, "Damn, he took a big discount for them." That's what we're talking about. Like people gonna be making $70 million a year. Top players in this league gonna make $70 million a year.
bro, when
What are
Wembenyama
you
his free
doing?
agency, he's gonna be like a $500 million player.
Talking about who?
When Wembenyama his free agency,
Oh yeah.
by that point, the
Probably
way this shit smooths up.
whatever
But
a max deal. I mean. To be fair, like your boy Otani, like he signed a $700 million contract for 10 years.
yeah, but
When
it's
when
all
that something like that.
deferred. It's all deferred.
I'm just saying, like, but I mean, either way, NBA money, Major League Baseball money, you get your money.
Yeah. Speaking of a gambler, Shohei Otani.
I didn't even make that connection. I didn't even do it on purpose. I
Hey
didn't even do
man.
it on purpose.
So
I don't know the specifics of it. I don't know if you made the joke like they just put all that shit on the translator and kept it moving.
so
Meanwhile, this man went out here and said, "I'm zero earned runs, three strikeouts, three home runs in a playoff game."
hey. when are we gonna find out that Damon Jones is gonna need a translator? He does not speak English anymore. For like, how do basically, James? How do I loop this into the anti LeBron James agenda? How do I
Oh,
do
I
it?
got one for you. I
How do
got
I
one for
do it?
you. I got one for you. No, Damon Jones is a translator.
You stupid. Oh, I guess I ain't
He been
available today.
he's
AC,
been
let him know.
he's been connected to Damon Jones since Cleveland, the first one in Cleveland.
He went to
Right? I don't mean
Miami, all that.
right. Right. Guy had a job. Like he played. He may have played for a little bit, but he definitely was on the staff. And then like he was always how we talk about FTR being star fuckers.
Yeah.
Damon Shaq to
Shaq,
LeBron
Damon Jones, yep.
star fucker.
Look, look, something ain't right. Something ain't right. I'm telling you. Something ain't right.
So yeah, man. It's we'll keep track of this as more details come out, more names drop. But like to have somebody as respected in the NBA as Chauncey Billups, somebody that's so respected, they had to overlook that charge, that case,
Look,
to make him a head coach,
look,
and then they
maybe,
extended him.
maybe they were on to something.
Look, I don't know that any. Look, I don't know, but because I don't remember the exact details of that, but I remember like that was a big deal, and they said push it through anyway, and then wow, I didn't even think of what I just said.
Yeah,
Pushed it through
yeah,
anyway.
they sure did.
Uh, I'm out. We're done. You get my point. I didn't mean to make that point, but yeah, like, and now it's bad look. It's a very bad look for the league for a head coach to be this, and he'll never coach again. He'll never coach again.
I'm glad that we have Michael Jordan around to offer the insights to excellence. When it comes to gambling, we could just get him. We got to send Mike Tirico back out to the ranch.
Oh,
And
you think they're doing that again? You think Mike Tirico get another time to talk to Michael Jordan this season?
shoot, Michael
That looked
Jordan
like that
loves
looked like a
gambling.
tape. That looked like a taped interview that they're going to play segment by segment for the next like 6 months. You might get something new for the playoffs. You might,
Look,
but that's it. This whole regular season, that's it.
how do we get Mike to talk about the gambling? That's going to be the great question for all the media partners and everything like this.
I mean, he kind of did. That man said, "I hadn't touched a basketball
Hey,
in years," and then
great question here from everything pro wrestling. Shout out my man Conrad. What would David Stern do? David Stern will wall off the NBA so the FBI couldn't fuck with them.
we already told you. The FBI was on the rough shit, and he basically said, "Nope, get the fuck out the way, Donaghy is you." And the FBI somehow you convinced them not to pay no attention to the man behind the wall. He already that's how Stern handled it. One rogue referee that wasn't rogue at all. No
That
one believed he was rogue. He was able to sell that lie and move on. Adam Silver ain't got that kind of motion.
yeah. The worst outcome I think for the scandal is just the loss of like public trust in the game. That's
Yeah,
pretty much it.
yeah, and they had to rebuild that. And I mean, that'd be tough. That'd be tough. But then again, it's gonna turn one of those things where it's like they flood the zone with all this corruption. Where it's like, because if you gonna drop the hammer on the NBA, you're gonna have to drop it on the NFL. You have to drop it on baseball. You have to drop it on hockey. And there's no way that as prevalent as this whole thing is gone, that it ain't just that it's only the NBA.
Yeah,
No,
I got a
not a
feeling.
chance.
I got a feeling Trump's not going after the NFL or the
Espe-
MLB.
Especially when we already have guys that are like, kicked out of NFL forever for gambling. Like was it Jerry? Not Jerry Judy. Ruggs, not Ruggs. Ruggs. I can't remember. But there's a receiver that was like, hey, he was out here gambling
That
under a fake name, and they found out about him, and they were like, nope, out of here.
unreal. Um.
And that was like 2 years ago.
Let's
And that
go.
wasn't and that wasn't like this kind of game. That was like he was using a fucking app. He's in like DraftKings or some shit like that.
Yeah, man. So we should move on though.
Okay.